semifinals.
Set up.
Hi everyone, and a pleasant good afternoon to you wherever you may be. I am Tony Abatey back at the Tony's Pizza Event Center here in Salina, Kansas, as we are just about to get the starting lineups and get things going this afternoon for the 4A boys quarterfinals. The Tigers getting ready, and it does look like the Fort Scott Tiger Orchestra is going to come out and do the national anthem here in just a few moments, so we'll try to turn the microphone up here so you can hear that back home. So the Fort Scott Tigers playing the McPherson Bullpups here this afternoon. It is the 8 seed against the 1 seed. Of course, the Tigers are the 8 seed here today. Looking for an upset against the undefeated Bullpups. I was talking with their radio guy last night. They are a stacked and loaded ball club, so it is going to be a tough game for the Tigers this afternoon for sure. But we've seen the Tigers win some tough games this year. So looking forward to this one coming up here as Fort Scott gets ready to take on McPherson. The Lady Tigers, of course, won yesterday, so they will advance. They will be playing again tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the semifinals against Bishop Miege. Miege took care of Labette County in the final game last night.
Visit Salina and the city of Salina. Welcome to the 2024 4A State Basketball Tournament. This tournament is sponsored by the 353 member high schools in Kansas through the Kansas State High School Activities Association. In order to make today's contest as enjoyable as possible, please represent your school and community in a positive and respectful manner. That means follow the rules, speak and act responsibly, and show courtesy and respect for your fellow fans, the officials and coaches, the administrators,
And with that, we are just about ready to get this one underway here this afternoon as the Fort Scott Tigers take on the McPherson Bullpups here in the quarterfinals of the 4A state tournament. Again, in the girls' tournament yesterday, it was a chalk day, so to speak, as all the top seeds won. Wellington, McPherson, Fort Scott, and Bishop Miege. So Wellington and McPherson will play tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the first girls semifinal. The Lady Tigers will take on Bishop Miege in the second semifinal at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. They'll stagger those with the boys, so it'll be a girls game at 2, then the boys' first semifinal will be at 4 tomorrow afternoon, and the Fort Scott Tigers, if they can pull the upset over McPherson here today, they will play in that game at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Then it'll be the Fort Scott Lady Tigers at 6, and then the second boys' semifinal, which will feature winners of Atchison and Rock Creek, and also Hugoton and Abilene. This boys' tournament is stacked from a standpoint of records. McPherson is the 1 seed at 22-0, and then the next 3 teams are all 20-2. Atchison drew the 2 seed, Hugoton is the 3 seed, and Circle out of Towanda is the 4 seed. They're all 20-2, so 4 teams out of the 8 on the boys' side all have 20 wins at least. And then Abilene is the 6th seed at 19-3. Baldwin is the 5 seed also at 19-3. And then Rock Creek is the 7 at 18-4. And Fort Scott is the 8th seed at 16-6. So 16-6, that's a heck of a season. And the Fort Scott Tigers are the number 8 seed at the state tournament. Just not a lot of upsets in sub-state, and some really good records out there and good teams here in 4A this season. So looking forward to this one here this afternoon. It will be a tough one, no doubt. McPherson is a power in Class 4A and just about everything they do. They are really good traditionally in girls basketball as well as boys basketball and football. So this is a school that you see quite often on this stage, and looking forward to the afternoon here. As we'll run through your starters here. First for the Fort Scott Tigers, they will go with their normal starting lineup as 5'11" sophomore Dirks Kegler, 5'7" senior Cal Cousins, 5'10" senior Spencer Goldston, 6'6" senior Rocco Lafredo, and also 5'11" junior Dub Chipman. Dub, of course, has scored 20 points in 2 of the last 3 games for the Tigers, and each of the starters have had a 20-point game, at least one 20-point game this season for Fort Scott, except for Dirks, and his highest was 18. So pretty close to 20, obviously, there for Dirks on that front. The starters for McPherson, they will go with Owen Pyle, Corey Mueller, Caden Thompson, Gabe Pyle, and Gavin Weddle. I was talking with their radio guy last night after the girls' game. He was here doing the McPherson girls' game, which was the second game of the day yesterday. So he stayed and watched the Lady Tigers, and we chatted a little bit afterwards. He said this McPherson team, a couple of things. First of all, they are very athletic. They will run. They will try to run you out of the gym, try to jump you out of the gym. We will probably see, of course, you can't see it back at home with no video. So side note, real quick, if you're tuning in and didn't catch the girls' game yesterday, we are here. We're broadcasting, but no video. Acacia has an agreement with NFHS, and so therefore we are only allowed to do the audio here today and for the rest of the week. So we'll be here for the girls' game tomorrow evening, and then the third play, or either the third place game or the championship game, whichever the girls play in on Saturday. We'll have that one for you as well. And if the boys can win today, they'll be here for the rest of the weekend too, and we'll have those for you here on Duckbait TV. But again, no video, just the audio. So we do apologize with that, but it's not really, it's kind of out of our hands at this point with that. So again, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And so anyway, that's where we're at right now. But anyway, what I was saying is about McPherson, they can run you out of the gym, they can jump you out of the gym. We'll probably see at least a couple of dunks today from these guys. Each person, it looks like every one of their starters is over 6 feet tall. So Fort Scott is going to have their hands full with the size and the athletic ability of this McPherson Bullpup team here this afternoon. But looking forward to it. You never know what might happen. And as we were talking with the radio guy, his first name is Lane from McPherson. He said this Bullpup team has not really had an off night. So maybe their first off night could come here in the state tournament. Shot initially as we are just underway here. Shot by Fort Scott is no good. Rebound comes down to McPherson. Tigers get the opening tip, but miss their first shot. So now McPherson comes back the other way. As McPherson will go right to left across your screen here in the first half. I usually say radio dial when I say that because you obviously can't see it here in the gym. A three-pointer is good there for Corey Mueller, so McPherson gets on the board first here, up quickly 3-0. Of course, not on the radio, but whatever you're listening to us on. McPherson going right to left here in the first half. Fort Scott going left to right. Three-pointer from Dub Chipman is good in the corner. Oh, a quick tie here for Fort Scott. 3-all. McPherson brings it down the court. Quickly, Thompson will drive in. Now we got a whistle and a turnover. So ball goes back over to Fort Scott. Rocco's got the ball on the left wing now for the Tigers. 6:43 to go here in the first quarter. Rocco looking to pass it. Will get it to Dub. Dub drives towards his left. Now finds Rocco down low. Nice little move by Rocco. It's now passed out, deflected. Now into the corner. It goes to Dirks. Kegler's got it there. He'll bring it back out. Another thing. Now drives all the way into the bucket. Shot there doesn't go, but a foul going to be called on McPherson, and that could help the Tigers as we move along here today. If they can get some drives and some fouls. It'll be the first one on Gavin Weddle, first one on McPherson here, and free throws coming for Dirk Skegler. First one is good for Kegler. Now our first substitution for the Tigers as they will get Cannon Brown into the ball game, and Cal Cousins will check out for a quick breather. Cal is playing. He is here. He is got a brace on his right ankle, but he is in uniform, started and playing as Dirk Skegler hits both free throws there for the Tigers. And probably a little extra padding for Cal on the rib cage as well as Caden Thompson goes in and hits a layup for McPherson. So we're tied again, 5-all here, coming up on 6 minutes to play in the first half, or first quarter. Another thing we heard from the McPherson folks is that they will put their hands in the passing lane and try to get you to alter your passes and your drives to the bucket. There's a nice drive by Dub. It's no good, though. The shot, rebound taken by McPherson. Now back over to Thompson. He'll drive in, kicks it into the corner. Three-pointer on the way from Pyle. It's no good. Rebound is going to go out of bounds, and they'll give it back to Fort Scott with 5:37 to go here in the first quarter. Still 5-5. Fort Scott and McPherson tied here in the first quarter. McPherson has had one game they're undefeated. So, of course, they've won all of their games. They've only had one game where they didn't win by more than 10 points. Here's a steal ahead, and there's our first dunk today as Gabe Pyle will hit that one. And now Fort Scott's going to call a timeout, take a little bit of a breather as McPherson gets a turnover, turns it into 2 points at the other end, and Fort Scott will take a breather here. 30-second timeout called by Coach Kroll. Fort Scott, the visiting team here today, so they are in their road red uniforms, McPherson in their home white uniforms. And coming out of the timeout, it'll be Fort Scott basketball trailing by 2. Here's 7-5. They trailed by early 3-0. They hit 5 straight points. Fort Scott got to get it across the timeline. They do get it to Dub now. Dub in the corner, now back out to Spencer Goldston, left wing. Now they'll find, get it to Kegler, now over to Brown in the corner. Three-pointer is blocked. It'll go out of bounds, stay with Fort Scott. 4:55 to go, and now McPherson's going to get their first sub. Cal Cousins will check back in for the Tigers. For the Bullpups, they will get Ian Rezick into the contest. And now Spencer comes out for the Tigers. Is Cal back in there? Spencer with a quick breather. Now Cal gets the ball inbounds and back to the corner. Now he'll go across court to Cannon. He'll drive in. And now a two-pointer is no good for Rocco Lafredo. Quickly down the floor is McPherson. We got a whistle. They're going to call a foul on the Tigers here. Shot was no good. Foul's going to go on Rocco. That's the first one on the Tigers here this afternoon. And it'll be an inbound play here for McPherson. He'll get it in, and it's stolen away by Fort Scott. Dub able to get the ball. Now back to Dirks. He'll get it up the floor for Fort Scott here. Now we got a whistle. Looks like a foul maybe on the Bullpups here. And a foul will be on Gabe Pyle, his first. There are 3 Pyles on the team, and I cannot remember who I was told are the brothers. They're 2 brothers and a cousin. The 2 Pyles, or the 3 Pyles that are on the floor, or on the team for McPherson. So Spencer comes back into the game for Fort Scott. He'll replace Cal. Here's a shot by Dub. That one off the rim, doesn't go. Rebound chased down in the corner, and Fort Scott it goes out of bounds. It'll go back to McPherson. So 4:13 to play here in the first quarter. It is 7-5. Fort Scott trailing by just 2. Tigers great defensively all year. Now an open three-pointer is too short. Rebound taken by McPherson, though. They go right back at the basket. Layup is good for Rezak with the bucket there. 9-5 is the score. Now a double team out front. Fort Scott, Kegler able to get away from it. Now Brown with a shot, and it's good. So Cannon Brown hits his first 2-pointer. That'll get the Tigers back to it in 1 possession at 9-7. McPherson able to get it down and into the corner. Now back out it comes. Into the hands there of Corey Mueller. Now back around to Jet Pyle. He's the 3rd Pyle that we've seen come into this ball game. Here's a 3-pointer on the way. That one doesn't go. Rebound taken by Fort Scott. Cannon Brown gets it out to Spencer. Spencer down the court. He hands it off to Dirks. He'll go left side. Stops his dribble there. Now passes it back out to Spencer on the left wing extended. Spencer drives into the lane. Stops there. Now kicks it back around. Tigers might need Rocco to get a little bit more aggressive. He's going to go right at the bucket there and miss the shot, but he gets a foul. So 2 free throws coming for Rocco Lafredo. Foul is going to go on Jet Pyle of McPherson. 3rd one on the Bullpups here in this first quarter. And now Rocco goes to the line for 2 shots. First one off the front rim, but gets in there, kind of rolled in off the front rim. McPherson's substitution is Owen Pyle. Will check back in and replace Gabe Pyle. So again, Owen Pyle, Gabe Pyle, and Jet Pyle. 2 brothers. One of them is a cousin to the 2 brothers. And now we got a whistle on the... Well, whistle was just to get the ball situated, I guess. As Rocco makes both free throws. So Fort Scott is now tied again with McPherson here, 9-9, late in the first quarter. Thought they were going to call a foul on the rebound attempt there. They did that in Chanute once. Now we got a whistle, and it looks like a foul on the Tigers. And this is going to be on Dirks Kegler. So Dirks' first foul. It's the 2nd one on the Tigers here this afternoon. And McPherson to inbound the basketball. Thompson will get it in. Shot there doesn't go, too short. Rebound Cal Cousins, who's back on the floor for the Tigers. Around to Dirks. Dirks has it on the left wing. He'll drive in. Shot there. Blocked. Back in his face. Rebound taken by McPherson. Quickly ahead to Thompson. He'll come in. Euro step. And the layup is good. Thompson has 4. And it's an 11-9 McPherson lead. Looks like Dub's getting ready to come back in for the Tigers. Now Dirks picks up his dribble, looking for somebody to pass it to. He's got to get rid of it. Now it's knocked away and picked up by McPherson. Mueller's got it, ahead to Pyle, shot too short, rebound, putback is good though by Mueller. And just that quick, McPherson can strike. They've been very good all year long at turning defense into offense. Here's a drive by Brown, shot is up there, it's not gonna go, but a foul and free throws coming for Cannon Brown. Foul's gonna go on Jet Pyle, his second already here in the game. And Cannon at the line for 2. First one for Cannon, and that's a little bit too short, no good. Brown entering the postseason, a 45% free throw shooter for the Tigers. Double check back in as Cal will come back out and get another breather here. Second free throw for Brown, that one good. He missed the first but makes the second. Back to a 3-point game at 13-10. McPherson with the lead and the basketball as they get it to Thompson in the center circle. Now back over to Pyle. That is Gabe Pyle with the basketball. Now around and a shot from Mueller, too short. Rebound loose but picked up by McPherson. Over to Owen Pyle in the corner. Now back out to Gabe Pyle. Now to Thompson. Being guarded there by Dub. He'll drive to the bucket. Shot there, rolls around and falls in for Caden Thompson. He's got 6. 5-point McPherson lead here as we come up on a minute to play in the first quarter. Dirks drives to the bucket. We got a whistle and a foul on the way to the basket. Foul's going to go on Corey Mueller of the Bullpups. And that is the 15th foul for McPherson, so free throws coming for the Tigers. So 2 free throws coming here for Dirks. This first one is good. 15-11. Second free throw on the way, and that one's also good for Kegler. So back to a 3-point game here with a minute to play in the opening frame. McPherson, Corey Mueller gets it up the floor, now over to Thompson. He is so quick, and a foul going to be called on the Tigers. That might be the second one on Kegler. Tough luck for Dirks. It looked like Thompson was having trouble hanging on to the ball there as he went. Usually they'll give the defender the benefit of the doubt in that situation. Second foul called on Dirks Kegler here tonight. So he's going to come out. And now a substitution here as Hayden Hoxie will check in for McPherson. Thompson to throw it in. He will get it into one of the Piles. That is Gabe Pyle. Long, lanky kid, but very athletic for the Bullpups. Here's a 3-pointer off the side of the backboard, but McPherson got the rebound, and now a foul going to be called on Fort Scott again, and that's the second one on Rocco. So 2 on Rocco now, 2 on Kegler. Nobody else has a foul. Those are the 4 fouls on Fort Scott here on 2 very key pieces for the Tigers. And it'll be Gavin Weddle going to the line for 2 for the Bullpups. Southpaw puts the first one up. Too strong, no good. 39.7 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Tigers with a 3-point deficit here, trailing 15-12. Second free throw on the way for McPherson. That one is good, so Weddle makes 1 of 2. Lead is out to 4 at 16-12. Fort Scott gets it down the floor. Brown has it. He's played most of this first quarter for the Tigers. Coming off the bench, and now the ball is knocked out of bounds by McPherson. 28.3 seconds to go. I was told yesterday it is not McPherson, it is McPherson. They get a little touchy with that. We'll try to keep that in mind as we go along here this afternoon. Ball goes around over to Cannon for a wide open 3-pointer. A little bit too short though. Rebound taken by McPherson. Over to Thompson. Looks like they're going to save for 1 shot here. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. You can't tell the score, the possession arrow. And now a steal by Fort Scott. Cal's going to throw one up there. It's not going to go in. About a three-quarter court shot. But that takes us to the end of the first quarter with your score, McPherson 16, Fort Scott 12, here at the 4A state tournament at the Tony's Pizza Event Center. Your first quarter brought to you today by Edward Jones financial advisor Jamie Armstrong. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact Jamie by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. Your tournament coverage this week is brought to you by Kenny Felt Photography. Kenny Felt Photography is the place to go to have all those precious moments captured. Contact Kenny to schedule your next photography session today at 620-719-0249. You can also get in touch with Kenny online at kennyfelt.com. Proud supporter of the Fort Scott Tigers and Lady Tigers this season. Second quarter underway now, as McPherson will have the ball first. Thompson has it out front, now kicks it over there to Weddle. Back to Thompson. Around it goes to Owen Pyle on the right side. He'll drive in. Shot from the elbow doesn't go. Rebound Dub Chipman for the Tigers. So Fort Scott has it back, coming the other direction. Pass to Dub, out front. Chipman, and now fouled by Pyle. Gabe Pyle, it'll be his second. So inbound play for the Tigers. And off this inbound play, McPherson looks like a 1-3-1 zone. They played man most of the afternoon so far. Here's a drive and a shot by Kegler. It's no good. Rebound batted towards the baseline. It's going to go out of bounds. And they say last touch by Fort Scott. 7:09 to go here in the second quarter. Fort Scott trails by 4, but McPherson will have the basketball back. Nobody has scored yet here in this second quarter of play. Pass inside to Pyle. Turnaround shot there. Too strong. Rebound taken by McPherson. Now a three-pointer on the way. That one's too short. It's going to go out of bounds, so Fort Scott will get it back here. A missed shot there by Owen Pyle. And now Fort Scott gets it down the court to Cannon Brown. And a kick ball here by Thompson. McPherson will get a sub, as Ian Razak will check back in. Dub Chipman has it in the left corner. Now back out to Spencer. Left wing extended. He's going to get double teamed out there. That looked like a kick ball. It was. So Fort Scott going to have another opportunity here. 6:23 to play. I was told yesterday McPherson not used to playing with scores this low. They had one game this season. The team just held the ball on him, and it was about this score at halftime that we've got right now. 16-12 McPherson. Rocco's got it. He'll put a shot up. Doesn't go, and it was deflected out of bounds by the Tigers. Tiger fans wanting a foul called on McPherson. There was some contact there, but nothing called. So coming up on 6 minutes to play in the first half. The Tigers with the McPherson with the basketball. Drive to the baseline. Shot there is good. A three-pointer in the corner by Owen Pyle. You don't want to let McPherson get hot here if you can keep from it if you're the Tigers. Fort Scott trailing by their largest deficit so far today by by 7. It's back to 4 now as Dub Chipman buries a deep three-pointer. We told you yesterday they don't have the actual three-point lines painted on the floor for college and pro, but they're stenciled out there, which means we can tell where they're at from our vantage point. If you are watching, you may not be able to tell from the TV screen, but we can tell from our vantage point down here on press row where that is, and that looked to be behind the NBA line. So a deep three-pointer for Dub and gets it back to a 4-point game. Fort Scott gets the ball back after a McPherson turnover, and a three-pointer by Cannon Brown is in. And just like that, the Tigers are back to within 1, and McPherson takes a timeout. 30-second timeout, Bullpups, as Fort Scott back to within 1. Fort Scott's going to have to shoot well here today. We knew that coming in, and they've been shooting fairly well here in the first half thus far. Still a long way to go in this one, but Fort Scott has played a very good first half thus far. It's 5:07 to go here in the second quarter. Tigers trail by 1. McPherson back with the basketball here as Thompson gets it across the timeline. Here's a shot from the elbow. That one doesn't go. Rebound putback is in there, though, for McPherson. Resnick hits it. Keep saying Resnick. That's not his name. Rezak is the maker of the basket there for McPherson. Now Fort Scott back to Kegler, and he's on the floor with 2 fouls. Also Rocco on the floor with 2 fouls. Spencer, Dub, and Cannon all in there as well. Here's a shot by Kegler. It's no good, and the rebound by McPherson. Nice pass. They get it ahead to Owen Pyle, and he hits the shot. A very well-placed timeout there by McPherson as they have scored 4 straight coming out of it. And here's another Fort Scott turnover ahead to Thompson. He'll dunk it. That's number 2. And now the Tigers are going to take a timeout. 25-18, Fort Scott trails. They just cut it to 1 at 19-18. And now 6 straight points for McPherson balloons that lead back out to 7. And the Tigers will take a 30-second timeout. We were told we should expect between 3 and 4 dunks here this afternoon. We've already seen from McPherson. We've already seen 2 in this game here in the first half. We'll see if Fort Scott's timeout works as well as McPherson's did. Tigers scored two threes in a row, 6 straight points, cut it from 19 to 12 to 19-18. McPherson called a timeout. They get all of those 6 points back on 3 straight possessions. And now the Tigers call a timeout. Cal will come in. Dirks will check out for a quick breather here. 4:01 to play in the second quarter. And the Tigers have the basketball back. Goldston brings it across the timeline for the Tigers. He'll go the right side of the lane. Now finds Rocco down in the post. Ball is kicked that time by McPherson. The Bullpups are excited to jump around on defense, and Fort Scott has been pretty smart with that so far. They've seen that. They've gotten them up in the air and then thrown it off their feet for a kick ball. Reset the offense here. Into Cal. He'll try a runner there. That one too strong. In and out as it spun around the rim. Now McPherson down the court. Oh, nice job by Rocco as he got back on defense to steal that ball away. Here comes the Tigers up to Brown. Little up and under move. Doesn't go. Rebound comes to McPherson, and now we got a foul. It looks like going to be on the Tigers. 3:22 to play here in the second quarter. Fort Scott trails by 7. Foul's going to go on Dub Chipman. Substitution here for McPherson as they'll get Jet Pyle into the game for Gabe Pyle. And now Fort Scott, Dirks Kegler will check in as Cal will come out. trying to use Cal as much as they can, but in as many spurts as they can. That ankle still looks to be a little bit raw here this afternoon. Three-pointer in the corner, too short. Rebound taken by Fort Scott. They'll head back on offense now. They head to Brown. Cannon drives around the right side, puts one up. That one, too strong again. Just a little bit too much oomph on these shots, on some of these shots for the Tigers here, especially of late. Now McPherson gets it down the court. Into the corner it goes. Now back out to Owen Pyle. He'll try a 3-2 short rebound. Kegler chases it down in the corner for the Tigers. 2:42 to go first half. Fort Scott trails by 7, 25-18. The Tiger boys, just like the Tiger girls, a second-half team for a lot of this season. Here's a shot inside. Oh, and just off the rim, no good for Rocco, but he'll go to the line for 2. Foul is on Ian Rezek, his first. And the first free throw for Rocco is good. Second free throw on the way. It's a little bit short. Rebound comes off to McPherson. 2:25 to go. 25-19. Fort Scott with the lead here. Trailing. Fort Scott trailing here late in the second quarter. McPherson with the lead and the basketball. Down to our left here as we sit just left of half court on the Fort Scott side of half court. Here's a ball loose inside. We're going to get a tie ball. Possession arrow favors the Tigers. But Fort Scott will get it back here. McPherson's going to get another sub as Hayden Hoxie will check back in. We just had a dog pile in the middle of the lane for that jump ball. Fort Scott's going to win possession, and now they've got it in the front court. Over to Dub. They've got it inside now. Now back out to Brown. Thought about a three, kicks it to Dub in the corner. 1:50 to go here in the second quarter. Ball deflected, loose on the floor. Another dog pile down there, and we got another tie ball. This time possession arrow favors McPherson. Bullpup substitution here as they will get Corey Mueller into the contest. And Hayden Hoxie will check out. Over to Owen Pyle. He'll drive in, finds a teammate in the lane. Now back to Owen Pyle. Shot is going to be good, and a foul on Rocco, and that'll be the third one if they call it on Rocco. Let's see. Might get Brown with it as well. Nope, it's going to be on Rocco. So the third foul on Rocco Lafredo. Second team foul this quarter on the Tigers. Free throw is no good by Pyle. The basket was good, so it's 27-19. 8-point McPherson lead here late in the second quarter. Dirks with the basketball. He'll try to throw it across the court. Does get it to Spencer. Now in the corner. Dub for three. Off the front rim. It doesn't go, though. Rebound taken by Kegler, and he will have it knocked out of his hands and out of bounds by McPherson. So it'll stay with the Tigers here with 1:06 to play in the second quarter. The Bullpups will get another substitution as they will get Hayden Hoxie back in the game for Jet Pyle. Kind of moving their pieces around a little bit now. They've got a little bit more depth than the Tigers do at this point. Now Dub, he'll drive into the lane, kicks it into the corner. Nice little floater there. Doesn't go, though, for the Tigers. Rebounded by Dub out to Rocco. He'll put one up. That one hangs on the rim for what seemed like ever, but falls off. Rebound McPherson. 48 seconds to go in the second quarter. Thompson brings it down the court. He goes to Hoxie in the corner. Now he'll bring it all the way back to the top with the dribble. Drive in. Now they find Thompson again. Turnaround shot. That one doesn't go. Rebound tried to get there for Rocco, tried to get it for the Tigers, and I think he got fouled. It is going to be a foul on Razek. his second. Third team foul on the Bullpups here in the second quarter. So he will come out as they will get Gavin Weddle back in the contest. Fort Scott trailing by 8 here with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Drive in by Kegler. Shot no good, but a foul. And it looks like Dirks will head back to the free throw line. Corey Mueller picking up the foul, his second. And 2 free throws coming for Dirks. First for Kegler is good. And Rocco's going to come out now with those 3 fouls. Oh, coming out of the game. Cal does not usually sub in for Rocco, so they were. I think that was the confusion there. But they're going to put Cal in for Rocco here. Second free throw doesn't go for Dirk. So he made the first but misses the second. It's a 7-point game here. Malachi Larson is at the table if there's another stoppage in the next 5 seconds. They're going to try an oop, and it works for McPherson. And that will take us to the end of the first half with the score. McPherson stole the ball and made a shot. It is not going to count because it was about 5 seconds after the horn went off. But they do lead it 29-20 here at the break. So Fort Scott, the oop went to Gabe Pyle. So again, Fort Scott with the trailing here at the break. McPherson 29, Fort Scott 20 here at halftime. Yeah. Thank you. Well, welcome back here to the Tony's Pizza Event Center. I didn't realize I had a pizza event center in Salina, but I guess I do. But anyway, we are here at the state tournament as the Fort Scott Tiger boys trail McPherson here at the break. The score is 29-20. Fort Scott again trails here at halftime. We've got a lot of folks that have really helped us out this year, all year long here on Duckbait TV, and we would like to thank them as much as we can here. So your broadcast coverage here brought to you in part by Liberty Savings. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. Highway 3 has modern personalized fleece name blankets along with fun and unique personalized gifts. You can also now find Highway 3 products at several retail stores in the area. For more information, follow their Facebook page at facebook.com/shophighway3 or check out their website, shophighway3.com. Chad Cousins is your local 1842 Wealth Management Financial Advisor. Contact Chad for more information by email at chad@1842wealth.com or call Chad at 620-215-9240. H2 Painting LLC, the right way the first time. Look them up on Facebook at facebook.com/H2PaintingSEK or call them at 620-605-2769. State Farm agent Cale Nelson is your local agent for home and auto. Contact Cale for a quote by visiting Cale's website at calenelson.com or give Cale a call at 620-224-2828. Joey Fritter is a loan officer with Open Mortgage. Open Mortgage is a multi-channel mortgage lender believing that better is possible. Constantly striving to bring a better mortgage experience to everyone, Joey can assist you in buying a home from start to finish. Her office is located at 1 East Wall Street in Fort Scott, so call today to get pre-qualified for a home loan at 620-644-8146. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact Jamie by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. And your state tournament coverage is brought to you this week by Kenny Felt Photography. Kenny Felt Photography is the place to go to have all those precious moments captured. Contact Kenny to schedule your next photography session today at 620-719-0249. You can also get in touch with Kenny online at his website, kennyfelt.com. Proud supporter of the Fort Scott Tigers and Lady Tigers this season. So Fort Scott, as we look through the stats here at the break, the Tigers are being led. We've got a couple of guys with 6 points here. Find the right thing to look at here. So Dub Chipman has 6. Cannon Brown has 6. Also Dirks Kegler with 5, all from the free throw line, by the way. And then Rocco Lafredo with 3. The Tigers' shooting percentage here in the first half, not the best, 20% from the field, but they're 50% from three-point land and 75% from the free throw line. They've only missed 3 free throws here in this game so far, so they've been able to make the free opportunities, 9 for 12 from the free throw line, but again, 4 for 20 from the field, so just 20% from the field. McPherson, by comparison, is shooting 46% here at the break, and their leading scorers look like this. So they're being led by Caden Thompson, who has 8. Also, Owen Pyle has 7. Corey Mueller has 5. Gabe Pyle has 4. Ian Razik has 4. And Gavin Weddle has 1 for the McPherson Bullpups. McPherson is owning the paint right now, 22 points in the paint versus Fort Scott's 2. 9 second chance points for McPherson versus Fort Scott's 0. And they do have 8 points off of turnovers to Fort Scott's 2. So they've been doing the things that they have been known for this season. But Fort Scott hanging in there. And again, as we mentioned, they're 3 for 6 from three-point land and 9 for 12 from the free throw line. So they're doing some good things there. We'll see if they can keep it going here in the second half. Now, the foul total is a little bit odd, or a little bit tough for the Tigers here. As, again, Rocco Lafredo has 3 fouls, Dirks Kegler with 2, and then Dub Chipman has 1, and that's it. So Cal, Spencer, and Cannon each don't have any for McPherson, they don't have anybody with more than 2, but they do have Corey Mueller, Gabe Pyle, and Ian Razik with 2, and then Gavin Weddle has 1. But again, the Bullpups have played 8 guys versus the 6 that the Tigers have played, and each of the Tigers players has at least 14 minutes in this game, except for Cal Cousins. And again, he's a little bit limited with the injuries. I think the ankle is bothering him more than the ribs at this point, but he is doing his best to get out there and play. And you got to love the toughness from Cal Cousins and the Tigers to get out there and play in this one here today. Don't forget, we'll have more coverage for you tomorrow as the Lady Tigers are in the semifinals. They will take on Bishop Miege tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the evening. If the Tiger boys can come back and win today, they will play at 4 o'clock against the winner of the next game, Circle out of Towanda and Baldwin. So that'll be the next game up at 4 o'clock here this afternoon at the Tony's Pizza Event Center here in Salina, Kansas. But Fort Scott's got some work to do to get into that second round game tomorrow. Again, the Lady Tigers at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll have coverage of that one for you here on Duckbait TV. And looking forward to anything else that happens over the weekend. The Lady Tigers will for sure be playing on Saturday. Just not 100% sure if it'll be at noon in the third place game or at 4 in the girls championship game. That'll be determined, of course, whether they win or lose tomorrow against Miege. But they took care of Labette County last night. And now Fort Scott will look to get things going here in the second half. Looks like the Tigers will get the ball to start this second half here. Need to make good on a couple early possessions. And hopefully get a chance to get some momentum back here as we start the third quarter of play. Fort Scott will start with the basketball. It will be their 5 starters. Cal, Dub, Dirks. As Cal drives in, doesn't make the shot. Rebound taken by Fort Scott, and now the ball goes out of bounds off of McPherson. So Rocco jumped up, grabbed the ball. He was falling, so he tried to pass it, but kind of a blind pass there towards the sideline. McPherson nearly was able to take it, but he knocked it out of bounds. So Fort Scott will get it back here. Again, as we start the third quarter of play. Dub out front with it. He'll find Rocco inside. Now back into the corner. Three-pointer on the way from Goldston. That one goes in. Fort Scott's going to have to do that a few more times here this afternoon. That'll cut the lead to 6, 29-23. Now McPherson gets it down the court. Over to Pyle. Now back. It goes to Thompson. He'll drive in. Shot there is good. Thompson 8 at the break, now 10 for the game. Nice pass inside to Rocco. We got a foul going to be called on McPherson as Rocco kind of got his clock clean just a little bit there. Owen Pyle coming through to try to strip the ball away and got too much of Rocco's shoulder that time, so it'll be an inbound play for the Tigers. First foul of the second half on either team. Now Spencer to inbound the ball. They got to get it in, got to get it in. They do get it in. Now back over to Cal in the corner. And a bad pass there, stolen away by Pyle. He'll come all the way down, lays it up and in. It's Gabe Pyle with the bucket. And just like that, it's a 10-point McPherson advantage. Largest lead of the game, by the way, for McPherson. Fort Scott has really held their own in this contest against this high-flying, high-powered McPherson ball club. We got a travel there on Dirks Kegler, so substitution here as Cannon Brown will check back in. Cal Cousins will come back out. Thompson brings it down and kicks it to Pyle. Now to hand it off to Mueller. Tries to get it into the corner. It's almost lost out of bounds, but Thompson able to get it back. Now finds a teammate. Pass back around. Inside, back outside. Pyle for three. That one doesn't go. Rebound chased down by Dirks. And he got fouled as well. Foul's going to go on Gavin Weddle, his second. And the Tigers get the ball back here. 5:46 to go in the third quarter. 33-23. Fort Scott trails by 10, but they have the basketball. Drive to the right. Now kicks it to Kegler for three. Doesn't go. A little bit too short. Rebound taken by McPherson. They'll get it down the floor. Layup is good by Owen Pyle. So again, the largest lead of the night for McPherson has ballooned now to 12 at 35-23. Goldston has it over on the right side wing. He'll drive. Gets caught in the corner now, and now a tie ball, and possession arrow favors McPherson. Shot by McPherson, doesn't go, and now a foul, looks like over the back, going to be called on the Bullpups. It'll be on Caden Thompson, his first foul of the afternoon. Third team foul on McPherson here in the quarter. Fort Scott still yet to commit a foul here in the third quarter. That's a good thing to see with some foul trouble in the first half for the Tigers. Now Dubs got it on the left side. Over to Rocco. He'll drive across the top of the key. Gets stopped there. Now over to Dirk. Shot there is blocked. What athleticism there by McPherson, but it's stolen away by the Tigers. Dub Chipman, one of the best defenders. I'm not sure if there is a defensive player of the year in the SEK, but he ought to win it if there is, because he has been just amazing all season. And now we got a whistle and a foul on Dub as McPherson got a steal back that time, so just talking him up. He commits the foul, his second of the game. The Dub has played really well in general for the Tigers, but especially on defense. He usually draws the best offensive player on the other team. It does so good on defense. Great positioning. Now we got a whistle as the ball goes out of bounds off of McPherson. So 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The Tigers trail 35-23. The only bucket in this quarter so far was the three-pointer right off the bat from Spencer Goldston. Fort Scott needs to go on a little bit of a run here towards the end of this third quarter. Ball goes to Cannon in the corner. He'll bring it back to the top. Now over to Dirks. Kegler's got it. Finds Spencer on the right side or left side wing. Now Spencer drives in, picked up the dribble again. Now looking, finds Dub. Chipman back out. Over to Cannon. Now inside to Rocco. Ball knocked away and stolen by McPherson. Ahead it goes. Layup too short. Rebound Brown for Fort Scott. Tried to get it to Kegler. It's knocked away, and now we've got a tie-up. Possession arrow favors Fort Scott. 3:15 to go in the third quarter. Fort Scott needing some buckets here. Trailing this one by 12, 35-23. Again, we were told yesterday, I believe just one time this season, McPherson has won by fewer than double digits. And they're right at that cusp right now, leading by 12. Drives in, now finds Dirks in the corner. Gets it across the court. Three-pointer on the way. Swish! Nice cannon Brown from downtown. Back to 9. McPherson into the paint. Now gets it. Oh, turnaround shot there is good. Inside by Razik. He's got 6. Olsen drives in, now kicks it back out to Dirks. He'll reset the offense here. Now Dirks drives into the lane. Had it knocked out of his hands. Now a three-pointer by Goldston doesn't go. Rebound taken by McPherson. Man, they are just tall, lanky, and very athletic. Now a three-pointer from Mueller, and that one goes. 40-26. All of a sudden, this game on the verge of getting out of hand for the Tigers. Dub drives in, finds Rocco. Nice shot inside. Timeout Fort Scott with 1:52 to play in the third quarter. So Rocco's first field goal of the game there. That'll get it back to 12 at 40-28. Full timeout called by the Tigers. It's their third of the game. Again, the winner advances to the semifinals and will be here for the rest of the weekend, regardless of what happens in the semifinal games tomorrow. The winner will play at 4 against the winner of the Circle Baldwin match. That's coming up next. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. Joey Fritter is a loan officer with Open Mortgage. Open Mortgage is a multi-channel mortgage lender, believing that better is possible. Constantly striving to bring a better mortgage experience to everyone. Joey can assist you in buying a home from start to finish. Our office is located at 1 East Wall Street in Fort Scott, so call today to get pre-qualified for a home loan at 620-644-8146. Back to play on the court. McPherson with the basketball, trying to get it inside. Oh, heads up. One of the cheerleaders took one in the back of the neck there, it looked like. Out of bounds off of McPherson. So they will get a substitution here as Gabe Pyle will check back in, replacing Hayden Hoxie, but the Tigers got the ball back here. Minute 38 to play in this third quarter. Drive by Dirks, now kicks it back out to Dub. Dub from the right side wing, drives into the lane, turns around, now kicks it over to Rocco. He'll try to put one up. It's blocked and rebounded by McPherson. 2-on-1 ahead. Layup is good by Thompson. They were trying an alley-oop there, but it was, the initial pass was a little off balance. Now Rocco with a shot inside, and it's going to count as a foul is going to be called on the Bullpups. Third one of the day on Rezak. Free throw for Rocco, hit the front rim and then rolled right in. So 42-31 now. The Tigers trail by 11 with just under a minute to play here in the third quarter. McPherson gets it over to the left wing. Now they're going to run a little bit of clock time, but it's stolen away. Spencer with the layup, it's good. Thompson was not paying attention at all. Thompson was not paying attention to Spencer Goldston at all. He stole it away, got a free layup at the end, and now the Tigers trail by 9. A stole again by Kegler this time. Down the floor, layup is good, and the foul! Here come the Tigers! Foul is on Jet Pyle, his third. Dirks will be at the line for one, an and one here. 18.5 seconds to go. McPherson trying to go into their slowdown offense. So a little confusion over trying to get a McPherson sub in here. Second free throw, or first free throw doesn't go. It's the only one there is the end one. It's no good, but the Tigers have made a nice comeback here. 7-point deficit here for Fort Scott. Thompson out front. Left side. Oh, Dunn with a steal. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, one layup is, it's no good. It was blocked from behind. They do not call goaltending. It sure looked like the ball came off the backboard first. Usually that is considered goaltending when the ball is blocked off the backboard, but it doesn't go there. It was close. It was close. But at any rate, the Tigers have gained a lot of momentum here at the end of the third quarter going into the final one. 42-35. Fort Scott trails by 7, but they've got a lot of momentum here heading into the fourth quarter. Tensions beginning to ramp up. One of the assistant coaches from McPherson was upset. I think they have a foul distribution incorrect on their books, and they're upset with the scores table over that. Shot inside to start the quarter, and that's good for Gavin Weddle. So a little bit of a stoppage of that Fort Scott momentum here for McPherson as they get their first bucket in a few trips. Tigers still trail by just 9, though. Try to get it inside to Rocco. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll be Fort Scott basketball. 7:32 to go here in the fourth quarter. Just underway in this fourth period. The Tigers with the basketball, but trailing this one 44-35. They have given McPherson everything they have here tonight. Rocco gets the inbounds pass over to Dirks. He'll drive into the lane, puts one off the glass. It doesn't go, but a foul, and Dirks will go back to the line for 2. Foul is on Gavin Weddle, his 3rd. And now Dirks at the line for 2. First one is in and out, no good. Fort Scott at the break in the first half was 9 for 12 from the free throw line. Not quite as good here in the second half thus far. Second one is good, though, for Dirks. So he gets 1 of 2. The Tigers back to within 8 at 44-36. 7:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. First game of the day, though. Pass goes inside to Owen Pyle. He'll bring it to the left, now to the top of the screen, or top of the key there. Pass off, now back around. McPherson trying to slow things down a little bit here. Now they get it to Thompson. He'll find a pass inside, shot there off the glass and goes. Rolled around a couple of times, but Weddle gets it to go in, and that lead back out to 10 now for McPherson. Goldston with the ball. Moves to his left, passes inside, back out, Dub for 3. Off the front rim, no good. Rebound taken by McPherson. Thompson brings it down the court. We got a whistle and foul, I believe, on Fort Scott. Oh, wow, they're going to call that on Dub. I thought they might get Goldston on that, but they call it on Dub. So the third on Dub. The difference is Spencer doesn't have any right now, so that's the third on Dub. Inbounds play comes in. Three-pointer is no good. Rebound. They got their arms locked. No foul called at all. That could have been a foul on either one of the guys there, as everybody is upset with that, as Rocco got his arms locked with Gavin Weddle. You like to see a foul on one of those guys there. Of course, the Fort Scott perspective, you wanted to see it on McPherson. Here's Brown with a shot. That's good. Cannon Brown with 6'8", 10 for Brown here today. He is needed to step up with the injuries to Cal Cousins, who hasn't played much today. Here's a three-pointer in the corner by McPherson. No good. Rebound again, and another tangle up. Now we got a foul called, and who are they going to call it on? They get it on McPherson. It's on Weddle, his fourth. Fort Scott faithful, some Bronx cheers on that one. That's happened a few times. They haven't called anything. McPherson, folks, upset because they haven't called that a whole lot here today so far. And one of their best post players is out of the game now with 4 fouls. 46-38. Tigers trail by 8. Just under 5:45 to play in this one. Dirks has the basketball. Over to Dub on the left wing. He'll bring it back to the top. Gets it down into the side there. Now kicks it back to Rocco. Kegler will drive around. Now finds Rocco again. Shot blocked from behind. Ball goes almost out of bounds, but it's saved by McPherson. They'll get it ahead to Thompson. Across the lane. Layup is good for Owen Pyle. And they can strike just that quickly. 48-38 now. McPherson back up by 10. 5:05 to play. Now over to Rocco. Back to Spencer for a long two. No good. Rebound taken by McPherson. Now drive in. Here's a shot. It's not going to count as the foul was on the floor. Who are they going to call the foul on? It's going to be the 4th one on Dub Chipman. It's tough news for the Tigers here. So Dub will come out, and Cal Cousins back on the floor for the Tigers. Actually, no, Rocco came out. And now we got an offensive foul called on McPherson. It's going to go on Corey Mueller, his 3rd. 4:45 to go. Dub out there with those 4 fouls. Rocco coming out with 3 fouls of his own. Now the only player, Fort Scott's going to get a timeout here with 4:39 to play, trailing by 10. It'll be a full timeout for the Tigers. Looks like Rocco's going to try to come back in here. Get a quick breather for him and back on the floor. So Fort Scott is down to 1 timeout. Is that right? Yeah, 1 timeout left to go for the Tigers. Trailing by just 10 points. We talked about it earlier, as we talked yesterday with the McPherson radio announcer, and he said, you know, this McPherson team really hasn't had an off game tonight. I don't think this is an off game for them either. Fort Scott has just played really, really well against the Bullpups here today, and they are not out of it yet with 4:39 to play. McPherson, we talked at the break, they were shooting right around 40% from the floor. They've had a lot more 2-pointers than 3-pointers in this game, but yeah, 46% from the floor in the first half. I wouldn't say that's an off night, and Fort Scott is held right with the Bullpups. Cannon Brown drives in, ball loose towards the corner, but picked up by Kegler. Now it's knocked out of his hands and out of bounds by Thompson. 4:24 to play here in this one. Fort Scott back with the basketball. Now they're going to take a time, come discuss something with the scores table here.
With 4 of them. Again, Rocco checked back in after that timeout. Al Cousins headed back to the bench, and ref here talking about possession here. Ref here discussing with the McPherson coaches a split possession for the Tigers. He's discussing why.
And McPherson's coach not happy with the explanation he's getting from the officials on what they were talking about. It looked like they were talking with the scores table over, discussing the possession arrow. And as I mentioned, I think it was at the quarter break, one of the assistant coaches for the Bullpups came over to the scores table and was complaining about fouls, it appeared. So they've been frustrated with the scores table here tonight. Fort Scott just playing some ball here. Long three. It's good by Spencer Goldston. That was double NBA range. Back to a 7-point Fort Scott deficit, 48-41. McPherson comes down, three-pointer on the other end. That one's too short. Rebound Kegler. 4 minutes to go. Fort Scott trails by 7. Goldston has the ball on the left wing, being guarded there by Thompson. He'll drive towards the baseline, puts one up. It is too strong, rebounded by McPherson. Gabe Pyle comes away with the ball. McPherson drives into the lane, now kicks it back around. Looks like they're trying to run a little bit of a stall tactic here. Run some clock out. Nice shot, it's blocked by Fort Scott. McPherson gets the rebound, out, three-pointer, air ball. Rebounded by McPherson, though, and now a foul on Fort Scott. And if that's on Rocco, it's number 5. But let's see who they call it on. It is on, that's Rocco's 4th. Rocco has 4, Dub has 5. Rocco has 4 now, Dub had 4. So that should be good. So 4 for both of those guys, they're still on the floor. Inbounds play for the Bullpups. They get it in now over to Thompson. Turnaround shot there. That one is good. Rolls around and falls through for Caden Thompson. Lead back out to 9 for McPherson. Goldston has it for the Tigers. Picks up his dribble. Now being double teamed. Now he'll get it back out. Pressure and athleticism. I don't think Fort Scott's seen a defensive team like this all year long. They are as good defensively, McPherson, as the Tigers are. Now we got a foul on the Bullpups. Foul's going to be on Owen Pyle, his 2nd. 14th foul on the Bullpups here in the quarter. And now Dirks back to the free throw line. First one is good. Dirks has made 1 field goal all afternoon, but he's been great from the line so far. Makes another one there. Second free throw on the way for Dirks. That one is also good. Back to a 7-point deficit, 50-43. McPherson with the lead in the basketball, but Fort Scott, and another steal by Dub over to Spencer. Here come the Tigers. Ahead to Dirks, over to Cannon. He'll drive and now kicks it back out to Spencer. They'll reset the offense. Spencer, another deep 3, and that one's in and out, no good. And Rocco got the rebound, and the putback is good. And now timeout McPherson as the Tigers have cut it to 5 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play. Bullpups take a full timeout. Chad Cousins is your local 1842 Wealth Management Financial Advisor. Contact Chad for more information by email at chad@1842wealth.com or call Chad at 620-215-9240. State Farm agent Cale Nelson is your local agent for home and auto. Contact Cale for a quote by visiting Cale's website at calenelson.com or give Cale a call at 620-224-2828. Highway 3 has modern personalized fleece name blankets along with fun and unique personalized gifts. You can also now find Highway 3 products at several retail stores in the area. For more information, follow their Facebook page at facebook.com/shophighway3 or check out their website, shophighway3.com. Out of the timeout, Malachi Larson has checked into the game. McPherson able to get down the floor quickly and get a quick dunk from Caden Thompson. But again, Malachi Larson in the contest right now. Also, Cal Cousins back in there, trying to save some fouls here as the Tigers turn it over again. Malachi, a 5'11 junior for Fort Scott. And again, Dub with 4 fouls, Rocco with 4 fouls. They're on the bench right now with 2:15 to go. And may have to put them in quickly. And now we got a foul on Fort Scott. It's going to be on Cal. He's got some fouls to give here this afternoon. The Tigers do as well, as that's just the 4th team foul. Inbound play comes in, and Cal's going to get another foul.